Hello everybody, Xana Reaper Shadow here, this time with a guest star, Fuzzy. He
Hello.
is he is the owner and manager of the YouTube channel Fuzzy Bunny. How are you doing tonight, Fuzzy?
I am walking on sunshine.
Alright, that's a good thing, I think. Alright, first off, let me just say how pleased I am to have you here. This is the first interview that the Xarian Archive has done,
Mine.
so if it's kind of unusual or anything like that, feedback is more than welcome. And
Okay.
if I make you feel awkward or uncomfortable with anything that I might say or ask, please, I beg of you, let me know.
No problem.
All right. Um, as a YouTuber, what are the most prominent things that you do with your channel?
Prominent. That's a big word for Fuzzy. Prominent means important, right?
Uh, Prominent means important, most dominant things that you do.
Most dominant things I do with my channel. Well, I think the number one goal is, of course, entertainment.
All right.
And you try to make it as funny as you possibly can because people, they after a hard day of working, Fuzzy's been there and he just wants to go home and watch funny videos on the internet. So I think it's important to, be a type of person people can be entertained by. And I try not to be too offensive, but sometimes I overstep that boundary. So I think the two most prominent things I try to do is hold myself back and still entertain people.
All right. And that's what a lot of people want, is someone that they'll enjoy watching, someone that will keep their attention. And I have to say, with the videos of yours that I've watched, you've succeeded every time.
I try something different every time, I know that.
All right. How long have you been? How? Let me rephrase that before I finish it. How long have you had your own YouTube channel?
Uh, I've had it since 2012, and I've only started posting videos about 6 months ago.
Hmm.
Yeah. Whatchamacallit. Uh, I'm actually very new to the YouTube scene. I'm a painting major in college, and
Ah.
I'm a senior this year, and thank God I'm gonna graduate. And I had to work all my way through it, so I never really got into YouTube that much. But I think it was last year I started watching a lot more videos on YouTube about like scene nanners and Gassy Mexican and these people that just play video games, and I realized, with all my painting equipment that I could YouTube channel. Like I have all the proper lighting and stuff like that. So I started, posting art videos up, and
Okay.
it just slowly, molded into a video game channel also for the downtime between paintings. And then I made an animation about a month ago just to get back into animation after I gave it up like 2 years ago. So yeah, that's Fuzzy's channel for you. It's a bit of everything.
All right. Um. Now, in one of your videos, you said that it's thanks to your viewers, your followers, those that share your work, that you're able to have a hope of escaping the life of factory work.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Fuzzy has worked many, many jobs throughout college to get through. I need money, honestly. I think that's just the common scenario with all artists, no matter if you're a traditional painter like Fuzzy is, or if you want to be I guess new age artists, I
Hmm.
guess people that play video games, and they're sort of an artist on themselves. They try to
Right.
get people to come back, and it's all about delivery. Um, yeah, so I've worked in a glass factory. whatchamacallit, it was a terribly depressing time.
Uh-oh.
It was this, yeah, Fuzzy lives in Indiana, and we have a lot of factories around here because it's a factory town. People got to work, and you honestly could not see the other side of this factory because there was so much glass dust in the air.
Oh, wow. That I I could not imagine living in a town that has that kind of a hazard.
Oh, it's pretty bad, but I thankfully got out of that, and I've worked as a janitor. And actually, I'm currently right now. I'm working at customer service at a food store called Kroger, and I help people with their lottery tickets and their check cashing, and it's all this. It's it's just really boring and mundane, and I don't want to live that kind of life. So I'm putting a lot of hopes in my artist career online.
All
And
right.
I really am thankful for anybody that supports me and says, "Hey, you're doing a great job," and I try to deliver that back to them.
All right. On a kind of related note as to followers and all that, hopefully, once I get this video uploaded, I'll be able to shoot a few followers your way.
Oh, thank you
I
very
mean,
much.
I only have 6 subscribers, but hopefully I'll be able to get you some too.
It's all about hard work, dude.
I understand that.
Yes, yes. Work is. I have a lot of good points about working hard. If anything, Fuzzy is a workhorse, and he's always been a workhorse his life, and his entire family is made up of janitors, and we're the working horse people of the world. But
Yeah.
we can. I think so. Yes.
It's just like I understand how difficult factory work can be. I've worked at 2 of them in my lifetime. Uh, the fir-
What did you do? What did
uh,
you do?
the first factory job that I had, I was working production line at a cookie factory up in New York.
Oh.
Uh, Not the best thing. 10 hours
Uh,
a day, being treated like complete and utter,
Cookies.
pardon my language, shit.
Cookies, Zena. Cookies, though.
Yeah,
You know how much joy that brings to the world?
I I can imagine, especially towards children and teenagers, but just seeing the conditions of the factory itself, I I lost my taste for those kind of cookies,
Yes.
and being treated like, pardon my French, complete and total shit for $8
Mm.
an hour, 10 hours a day, every day, just wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
But I kept pushing to the best of my ability. I eventually got fired because I couldn't keep up the pace. And then where I'm living right now, here in Kansas, I back in March of this year, actually, I was working for National Gypsum, which is, I think, drywall and plaster manufacturer in the country. I was there for a month and got fired again, but this time my head honcho, if you want to call him that, he didn't give me an actual reason. The reasoning that he gave me was so vague that it could have literally been interpreted as anything.
That's how
Um,
it is. That's how it is.
I'm currently working for, and though I've been due for a raise for several months and haven't gotten it, I gotta say I like the people that I work with.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Makes it just a tiny bit better.
yeah, a little bit. One of my coworkers in specific, any day that I'm working with her, there's never a dull moment.
There you go. It's all about the people.
Um,
It's amazing, what kind of difference one good person in your life can make. It really empowers you.
uh,
Yeah.
and it's just like, as far as good people in my life, I'm glad to be back in Kansas, where I'm around people that I know, where I'm back with family. Uh, Ever since I was probably 18, I've been in and out of relationships, and I finally found one that's been holding steady for about 4 years.
Hey.
We got married 21st of this year, and then our daughter was born 10 days and 1 hour later.
Yay, babies!
Yeah, and I will admit, life has thrown a few curveballs since then, but when doesn't it?
Yeah, you just gotta look at your life and say, I'm happy for the things I have.
And to be honest, I couldn't be happier, you know?
Yeah,
What
good,
about you?
good. Oh, God. Fuzzy is not happy.
Uh-oh.
Oh, God. I honestly don't think you should be happy. It's kind of a weird thought, but like I'm so used to working hard on things that I it's become a philosophy to suffer, honestly. Like when you're working on a painting, which, I've been doing for 6 years just to sort of get extra money going. And when you're working on paintings, you spend a lot of time working on them. It can go on for a year or more sometimes, and you honestly you sacrifice a lot of happiness for the painting. Like you put off social occasions with friends, and you put off hanging out with your family, and you put off dinner just to get a few more lines on there. So I don't know.
Right.
It's a weird conundrum. Like I'm definitely not happy working so hard, but at the same time I want things to get done. So
Understandable.
I am happy, I have friends and stuff like that though, and they always cheer me up and say, "Hey, you're doing awesome. That's what you fight for. Is
Hmm.
good job, Drew. You get the cookie. You made a good painting. You put a good video up."
Yeah. And it's just like with me, one of the things that I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to get my own little small business up and running. Uh, it's going to be Xerix Studios. We'll do photography, video editing, in time, maybe audio recording, like for those that are wanting to get into the music industry. Um, but right now, it's all a factor of advertising and funding to get the proper equipment. It's one of those things. It's not going to happen probably anytime soon.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I mean, I've been thinking about starting a Kickstarter campaign to try and get it off the ground.
Well, maybe you
Um,
should do that. The harder you work at fighting for a slice of a pizza, or the more you work for like fighting for a pizza, the more of that pizza you're gonna get. So
True.
yeah,
It's a
that
different way of putting it, but it's true.
yeah. So you gotta fight hard, honestly.
Um, let's see. As far as your gameplay videos, uh, what's the what's your favorite genre?
Oh, my favorite genre of video games. I play honestly so many. The particular one. Any kind of game where I can play with other people. I find when I can actually talk with other people and laugh with them, I have so much more of a great time.
Okay.
I
Um,
mean, with like videos like Five Nights at Freddy's, that's actually kind of fun too because you get scared and you post it up and people laugh at you, and it's just like everybody gets a piece of that action. That's also fun too. So yeah.
the
How
actually
about
with actually with Five Nights at Freddy's, the first bit of gameplay that I ever saw was through Markiplier.
you? Oh yes,
I don't
Markiplier.
know if you've heard of him or
I have.
and it it was funny because the first time that I started actually sitting down and watching through his gameplay, I couldn't breathe. I was laughing so hard.
It's pretty
Uh,
good stuff.
my wife was actually the one that showed me his videos, and uh, I actually recently tried to do live streams of Five Nights at Freddy's, but it didn't quite work out properly.
Did you try it at Twitch?
Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch is not a. I mean, I don't want to say anything bad about it. It's just they have a lot of immature people. I feel like that.
Well, it wasn't that. My wife's computer hates me, literally. The microphone will work perfectly on her side, but anytime I try to do it on my side, just nope.
Yeah, yeah. So technical issues.
Yes. Um, Actually, the device that I'm using for this interview right now, it's an Asus Transformer book. It's a Windows 8 laptop tablet convertible.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Actually, before too long, I'm going to be sending it in for repair.
Okay.
Busted the touch
Well, you might
digitizer.
want to think about not going over to Twitch. I don't know. It's just I actually tried twitching for a while, and I will say the people over there. There's quite a few immature people, but I honestly think you get a better, community input when you put it on YouTube because you actually get the chance to edit your videos and take out all the little boing snippets rather than having people sit there for hours on end until the magic moment happens, really.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, let's see. As far as video game platforms like PC, Xbox, what do you prefer?
PC all the way. I actually whatchamacallit? I'm planning on bringing somebody else onto my channel, and we're going to start playing more games together. Just because, as I said, I prefer talking with other people while I game because it creates more better commentary.
Okay.
And we'll probably I'll probably get an Xbox or a PS something. I don't have a preference. Whatever has more fun games that look appealing.
Right. Um, and see that's one of the things that I don't like with the new console for the Xbox line
Hmm.
is backwards compatibility gone.
It's gone.
If you have
Okay.
an Xbox 360 game library, you'll have to completely rebuild it on the Xbox One.
Okay.
And in my personal opinion, Microsoft is going to screw themselves out of a lot of money that way.
Yeah. Well, everything has its problems, but I'm sure it has its good points too. So,
Yeah. Um, as far as past animations, uh, what all kinds have you done?
oh God. I started animating in 2006, and this was in the heyday of Newgrounds. Have you ever been to newgrounds.com?
Yes.
Uh, I mean, I knew about it, when it was just Neo Geo. And I started animating in 2006 when it turned into Newgrounds, and it was just such a cool thing. And I've actually gotten front page on there, several times, and several different kind of awards they give you for placing the highest rank in the you know the portal for the day.
Right.
Uh, as for types, I've tried music videos, which was actually my most popular type. Just something about me and music, like my mind can actually hear a piece of music and think about situations better and what would make a better you know music video for it. And I've tried whatchamacallit, I've tried making my own animation series. It was actually a really poorly done animation series. It only lasted one episode,
Uh-oh.
and it was actually a really cool idea. It was just called Apocalypse Please, and it was about five, or four kids who still had to go to school during the apocalypse. And it was like a comment on society about how it never changes. Like after the apocalypse, we're still gonna have the same things that we mess up today. Like babies are gonna still be having babies, and Walmart's gonna still try to sell you things. They're gonna be like, uh, only a survivor of the apocalypse drinks Pepsi. And if you don't have the newest pair of running sneakers, you won't be cool in school or, be able to run away from the zombies for very long. So it was, I have a very cynical viewpoint on the worlds. And I think that kind of crosses over in each of my animations in a tiny little way.
Sounds kind of fun, actually.
It's just dark. I try to steer away from it, but it's honestly who I am. It's much more personal. Like when you go out and you make an observation painting about the world, you're just looking at the world, and yes, it's beautiful. But like when we start going into our darker, deeper emotions, like when you think Freddy Fazbear, oh, you're afraid of a bear coming at you, it's alive, like it's demon possessed. You really have to dig deeper into yourself, like into your being and what makes you tick as a person.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it as a good thing.
Okay, this is going to be just a little side note. Considering the zombie apocalypse. Now, there is only one military organization here in the United States that I know for a fact supports the zombie apocalypse conspiracy, and that is the National Guard. I've heard many different theories on how it's going to start. How do you think the zombie apocalypse will start?
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be a zombie apocalypse. I think if anything, it would just be, nuclear war.
Cold War all over again, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess if you want to extend that, you could say radiation from the nuclear bombs mixes with some other chemical, and then we have zombies. Then it'll be considered a zombie apocalypse.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so to answer your question, I'll go with the long way.
All right. Excuse me. Now, as far as special effects, I've seen in your videos where you do the whole nosebleed, the eye bleeds. What inspired you to do that?
Oh, the nose bleeding. Oh, yes, and the eye bleeding. Um, Two things. Back to my cynical sense of humor. It's honestly funny when other people get hurt. And to that extension, we like to see violence and we like to see blood. I try not to be too violent, so I just put it on there. But secondly, my favorite artist, actually one of my top favorite artists is Andrew WK,
Mm-hmm.
and he had an album called "I Get Wet," and on this his cover of his album, he had this bloody nose coming down, probably from partying too hard. And honestly, I think I take a lot from Andrew WK's philosophy
Mm-hmm.
about feeling good about yourself and just whatchamacallit, trying to make a party environment for everybody and having a good time.
All right. So
Yes.
basically, kind of, making sure that everyone has a good time, making a fun environment for everyone.
True.
Kind of the whole philosophy: keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
All right. Green screen. I noticed
Yes.
that you have a green sheet or wall behind you.
Yes.
What all kind of green screen effects do you use?
Oh, let's think here. Chroma keyer takes out the green screen and you can replace it with anything. I use this sometimes with my videos to kind of transport me into other dimensions. I used to do some comedy skits for YouTube about my art, and whatchamacallit, I don't use it so much anymore. I used it for Twitch for the same thing, just kind of taking this out, looking more professional, because
Right.
I do like to go all out and put the extra effort in. But uh, Right now, I'm just honestly keeping up because it brings out Fuzzy's eyes.
All right.
Yes.
Are there any other special effects that you use or have considered using?
Let's think here. Other special effects. I'm slowly learning how to make whatchamacallit, things glow. So Jontron, and there was this one effect where Jontron became demon possessed, and his eyes started glowing with intensity, like he was possessed by a demon. And I thought, hey, I can do that. So I'm slowly getting to that level of editing. I'm sure he has somebody that does it for him, but
Right.
it can't hurt to learn about it yourself.
All right. With the green screen. Oh, what was I gonna say? I've heard that the easiest colors to use with the chroma key is either green or blue. Is that true?
Sure. Yeah, there's a green, blue, and I think there was like a oh, goodness, orange maybe. No, no, orange is too close to skin color. It'd probably be pink.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah,
All
I
right.
just like it because it provides a solid color in the background.
Understandable.
Yeah, yeah.
As far as your YouTube career, do you have any specific goals?
Oh goodness, specific goals for my YouTube career. I would like it to help out me becoming self-employed. I know that's a big one right now. Actually, the more views I get and the more subscribers I get that actually follow me and support me, the easier my life will become when I actually do decide to get away from the rat race, if you will, which is a race that we can try and a race that rats can die in too. I think that would be the major goal, is becoming self-employed artist.
All right.
Yes.
Um, Now, on the flip side of that question, do you have any
Mhm.
concerns?
Oh, concerns. Oh goodness. As for my YouTube career, I'm trying not to worry too much about my YouTube career. I find out that like when I worry too much about things, I don't think I don't get things done at all. Like if I constantly worry about embarrassing myself, which I've already done, uh, several times. You always say the wrong thing, and you're just gonna have to take it on the back. But honestly, the first thing that's gonna happen to you if you're a YouTuber and you're getting yourself out there and just trying your best to make whatever dream you want a reality, the first thing you're gonna do is embarrass yourself, and you're gonna be so nervous, and you're gonna look back at it like and want to delete your videos. Like I deleted over 50 different videos just because they were terrible. They were cringeworthy. And I'm slowly learning to accept a lot of my current content because it shows growth. Oh, that's my phone. uh, yeah, just you slowly learn to accept yourself. So don't worry about embarrassing yourself. You're gonna do it anyway. So just learn how to take a hit and keep going.
All right. So basically, just be who you are.
True, true. Be who you want to be.
All right. Um, that's all the questions that I could come up with. Do you have any questions or comments for me or for our viewers?
Nope. Viewers. Uh, no, not really.
All right. Well, uh, if there is a possibility of doing future collaborations with you, I look forward to them.
Oh yeah, sure, no problem.
Um, I guess this will conclude the interview.
Excellent.
I am grateful that you accepted the request, if you will.
No problem. No
And
problem, dude.
it is a pleasure to talk to you. It's a pleasure to have you here.
It was fun. Yes. It was a good first interview for Fuzzy.
All
But
right.
thank you for letting me be on your channel. Fuzzy does appreciate this.
Hey, it's not a problem. It's just like in the message you said that you have no problem helping me out. Vice versa, I have no problem helping you out.
There you go. There you go.
And see, that's where one of my biggest downfalls is I open myself up to help a lot of people, and most of the people that I've helped too many times and got stabbed in the back too many times before I finally opened my eyes and told them, "Hey, piss off." But collaboration, uh, future communication as far as ideas is a must, and to the viewers, good to be back on again. And as always, like, share, subscribe. Also, please give Fuzzy a share, subscribe, and let people know that he's out there. Get him some, get him a little bit of assistance in getting his name out.
Yes.
I know that I may not have the most subscribers, and I know how it feels. So just if you want to help me out, help him out too. And then if you have any questions or comments, as I always put in the ending credits, feel free to email, comment. Basically, you can even contact me on the Xarian Archive Facebook page. Before too long, I will be creating a Twitter page for the Xarian Archive. I may even do Facebook and Twitter for Xeric Studios so that I can start getting that out there. As always, pleasure being here. Xana Reaper Shadow, signing off.